Hello everyone, in this video we are going to see geometry part 1, which will talk about properties and problems based on lines and triangles. Let's get into the topic. Here we can see two lines are crossed by a transversal line. So whenever a transversal line crosses two parallel straight lines, the above 8 angles are formed. The 8 angles are numbered 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now if you see, angle 1 and 5 are called corresponding angles and they are equal. Angle 4 and 5 are called alternate angles and they are all equal. Hence, as a result, angle 1 and 4 are equal. The same trio applicable for angle 3, 7 and 6. Angle 3 and 7 are corresponding angles. Angle 3 and 6 are alternate angles, and hence angle 6 and 7 are equal. If you see the same logic, angle 2 and 6 are corresponding angles. Already we know angle 6 and 7 are equal, hence angle 2 and 7 also equal. What is the difference between 4 and 5 and 2 and 7 means? 4 and 5 are internal alternate angles, whereas 2 and 7 are external alternate angles. But in short, alternate angles are always equal. Let's see how many lines can be formed using some points. We all know to draw a straight line we need 2 points. If there are n scattered points given, then we can definitely form NC2 lines. Whereas NC2 is nothing but n into n minus 1 divided by 2. Let's suppose if there are n points given, among them m points are collinear, then we can form NC2 minus MC2 plus 1 straight line. What does this NC2 minus MC2 mean? NC2 is general answer. Let's suppose all the n points are scattered, so we can say NC2 lines are formed. But we know m points are collinear. So using the m points, we cannot form multiple lines. We can only form one common line which connects all the points. That's why the plus 1 is added. So we have to remove MC2 possibilities. That is, the number of ways lines can be drawn using those m points should be subtracted from total. That's why NC2 minus MC2 plus 1 will be the result when n points, among them m points are collinear. We see a sample question. If 15 points are given and 8 of them are collinear, then we can form 15C2 minus 8C2 plus 1. 15C2 is 105, 8C2 is 28 plus 1. So 105 minus 28 plus 1, which is equal to 78 straight lines can be formed out of 15 points in which 8 are collinear. Similarly, to draw a triangle, we need 3 points, of which at least 2 should be non-collinear, which means the 2 points should be in scattered form. Let's suppose we have 12 points, of which 5 are collinear, then how many triangles can we draw? Here we have to see this question into 3 split up, that is, all the points are scattered, 2 from scattered, 1 from collinear, and 1 from scattered, 2 from collinear. That is, out of 12 points, if 5 are collinear, out of 12 points, if 5 are collinear, then we have 7 scattered points. So 7 C3 triangles can be formed from scattered points only. Next, 2 scattered points, 1 collinear point. That is 7C2 into 5C1. Third case, 1 scattered point, 2 collinear points. That is 7C1 into 5C2. As a result, we get 35 plus 105 plus 70, which is equal to 210 triangles can be formed. Let's see a polygon based problem. In any n-sided polygon, obviously we will be having n sides as well as n vertex points. But if there are n points, we already know total lines must be NC2. If total lines are NC2, but we know boundary lines are n, because it's an n-sided polygon, then remaining are called diagonal lines. NC2 minus n. Diagonal lines equal to NC2 minus n, further simplified into n minus 3 upon 2. The total angle is equal to n into 180 degrees, because n-sided polygon have n boundary line, each boundary line have 180 degree, that's why total angle is n into 180 degree. But this total angle is split into two parts, internal and external. So total angle equal to sum of the internal angle plus sum of the external angle. Whereas total angle we know n into 180 degree. The sum of the internal angle of any polygon is n minus 2 into 180 degree. So as a result, remaining will be external angle, which is 2 into 180 degrees. In short, we can write sum of the internal angles of any n-sided polygon is n minus 2 into 180 degree, whereas sum of the external angles of any polygon is 2 into 180 is 360 degrees. This is general for any polygon. Let's see some problem based on this. Total internal angle of a polygon is given 1440 degree. Then find the number of diagonals of the polygon. Total internal angle given, we have to find number of diagonals. So total internal angle is nothing but n minus 2 into 180, which is given here as 1440. So 180 and 1440 cancel 8 times. We get n minus 2 is equal to 8. As a result, n is equal to 10. Hence, the name of the polygon is decagon, as there are 10 sides, and number of diagonals will be 10 into 7 by 2. N into n minus 3 by 2. So 10 into 7 by 2, which is 70 by 2, 35. Therefore, in a decagon, number of diagonals is 35. Another example. What is the external angle of each side of a regular polygon which has 20 diagonal? Since it is given regular polygon, all the sides and all the angles are equal. So we can find external angle of each side. To find external angle of each side, we have to first find the number of sides. Here given diagonals. So n into n minus 3 by 2 is number of diagonals, which is equal to 20 here. Therefore n into n minus 3 is 40. By solving this equation, we get n is equal to 8, which means it is an octagon, regular octagon. As a total external angle of any polygon, just now we said 360 degree. External angle of each side of this octagon is 360 divided by 8, which is equal to 45 degree. Hence, external angle of a regular octagon is 45 degrees. Another example. In a regular polygon, each internal angle is 165 degree. Find the number of diagonals of the polygon. So what is the internal angle formula? N minus 2 into 180. But it is given regular polygon and each internal angle. So regular polygon means again all the angles are equal. So we can divide this n minus 2 into 180 upon n to find out each internal angle, which is given as 165 degree. So we get n minus 2 upon n is equal to 165 upon 180. 165 upon 180 is nothing but 11 by 12, which is equal to 22 by 24. Why we write 22 by 24 means, now compare n minus 2 by n, 22 by 24. N minus 2 by n, the difference between the number is 2. 22 by 24, the difference between the number is 2. So we can directly compare n minus 2 equal to 22. As a result, n is equal to 24. Therefore, this polygon has 24 sides. Hence, the number of diagonals of this polygon, the 24 side polygon will be n into n minus 3 by 2. That is 24 into 21 by 2. So 2 and 24 cancel. 12 into 21. 12 into 21 is nothing but 252. Therefore, this 24 side polygon has 252 diagonal lines. Now we see some problems based on triangles. In a triangle ABC, AB equal to 5 cm and BC equal to 8 cm. And angle ABC is given as 60 degree. Find the length of AC. Now we can see very well, if you draw a diagram, angle B is given, AB and BC are given, which means two lengths are given, an angle between the two lengths are given. So whenever two lengths of a triangle given, an angle between the two lines is given, then we can find the third length by using cosine formula. So what is cosine formula means? Third length, let's say AC. AC square is equal to AB square plus BC square minus 2AB BC cos theta, that is angle between the two straight lines. Let me call the angle here as B, cos B. Just substitute now. AB square is 5 square 25, BC square is 8 square 64, 2AB BC cos B. That is 2 into 5 into 8, which is 80, and cos 60 degree. We all know cos 60 degree is half. So 80 into half is 40. So 25 plus 64, which is 89, minus 40, which is 49. Therefore, AC square is 49. Therefore, AC equal to 7 centimeter. Square root of 49 is 7. Therefore, the third length of the triangle AC equal to 7 centimeter. So, it is very important to note down this cosine formula. AC square is equal to AB square plus BC square minus 2ABBC cos B. Where B is the angle between the two straight lines. Let's see the next problem. In a triangle ABC, AC is 12, AB is 9, and angle BAC is 45 degree. Find the area of the triangle. Now they are asking for area, and again the same two lines are given. That is two length of a triangle given, and angle between the two lengths are given. Then to find the area of a triangle, we need to use sine formulae. So area of a triangle using sine formula is half into AB into AC, product of the lengths of the side, into sine angle between the two straight lines, that is A. So area of a triangle ABC equal to half into AB is given as 9, AC is given as 12, and angle is 45 degrees. So sine 45 degree. We all know sine 45 degree is 1 by root 2. So we have to use 1 by root 2 here. So 1 by 2 into 9 into 12. So 2 and 12 are cancelled 6 times. 6 9s are 54. 54 divided by root 2 is nothing but 27 into root 2. So final area of a triangle is 27 root 2 centimeter square. Next problem. These are some general formulas we have to remember and points to note down. Area of a triangle in general is half of the base into height. Area of equilateral triangle is root 3 by 4 A square, where A is the length of the side. Area of an isosceles triangle is 1 by 4 under root 4B square minus A square, where B is the base and A is the equal side. Area of a scalene triangle under root S into S minus A, S minus B, S minus C, where S is semi-perimeter, that is A plus B plus C by 2 is called semi-perimeter. Now some conceptual points. Centroid. What is a centroid? Point of intersection of median of the sides of any triangle is called centroid. All the three medians intersect at a point, which is called centroid. Orthocenter. It is a point of intersection of altitudes of any triangle. If I draw three altitudes of any triangle, the point of intersection of that will be called as orthocenter. We have further more important points. Circumcenter. What does a circumcenter mean? It is a point of intersection of perpendicular bisectors of the sides of a triangle. And we have some important property based on this. Let O be the circumcenter of a triangle ABC. Then OA or OB or OC all are equal, which are called radius of the circumcircle, which circumscribes a triangle. Let's suppose lengths of the side as AB equal to A, BC equal to B, AC equal to C, and the radius of the circumcircle is capital R. OA equal to OB equal to OC equal to capital R. Then we have a special result. Area of a triangle ABC equal to lengths of the triangle A into B into C upon 4 times the circumradius 4R. I repeat, area of the triangle ABC equal to product of the sides ABC upon 4 times the radius 4R. Next important point is in center. It is a point of intersection of angular bisectors of any triangle. Let I be the incenter of triangle ABC. AD, BE, CF are the angular bisectors of angle ABC respectively. Then ID, IE, IF is called radius of the incircle, which is inscribed in the triangle. Again we have special result. Let's say length of the sides AB as A, BC as B, AC as C, and ID, IE, IF, that is in radius equal to small r. and capital S is nothing but semi-perimeter, A plus B plus C by 2. Then the area of a triangle ABC is S into R, semi-perimeter into in radius is called area of a triangle. So these are some important results. So kindly note down to solve upcoming problems. Now in short, important notes are given. All these centers means orthocenter, centroid, circumcenter, incenter. All these centers are one and the same if the given triangle is equilateral triangle. Centroid of a triangle divides the median into 2:1 ratio. Circumcenter of a right angle triangle is always the midpoint of the hypotenuse. Circumcenter lies outside the triangle for obtuse angle triangle. That is, if one of the angle is more than 90 degree, we call the triangle as obtuse angle triangle. For such a triangle, circumcenter lies outside the triangle and circumcenter lies inside the triangle for acute angle triangles. That is, all the angles are less than 90 degree. So keep a note on these points or write down in your notes a brief of what we discussed so far. Let's see some problems. Find the area of a triangle whose sides are 12, 5 and 9 centimeter. As we can see, all the sides are different, so we can use the area of a scaling triangle formula. What is area of scaling triangle? Under root S into S minus A, S minus B, S minus C, where S is equal to A plus B plus C by 2. So what is S here? 12 plus 5 plus 9 by 2, which is equal to 26 by 2, 13 centimeter. Therefore area is equal to under root 13 into 13 minus 12 is 1, 13 minus 5 is 8, 13 minus 9 is 4. So 13 into 1 into 8 into 4, which is equal to 4 times root 26. Root 26 is approximately 5.1. Therefore 4 into 5.1 is 20.4 centimeter square. Area of the scaling triangle whose sides are 12, 5, 9 is nothing but 20.4 centimeter square. Another problem. What is the area of a circumcircle which circumscribes the angle triangle ABC whose coordinates are minus 2, 3, 2, 3 and 0, 4. So if you draw the figure in a Cartesian graph, minus 2, 3 left side and plus 2, 3 right side, so the gap will be 4 units, equally divided, 2 right side, 2 left side, and third point on y-axis 0, 4. So this forms a triangle, and given that we are asking to find area of the circumcircle. To find the area of a circumcircle, we need circumradius. We know the relation between area of a triangle and circumradius. That is, area of a triangle is equal to product of the sides by 4r. But let's find the area of a triangle first. Area of a triangle is equal to base into height. 4 into 2 divided by 2, which is 4 square units. And ABC is equal to 4 into 2 root 2, 2 root 2. Thus we get R is equal to 2 units. Therefore, area of the circumcircle is pi r square. Pi into r square is 4. 4 pi square units, which is the area of the circumcircle. In a triangle ABC, AB is equal to 8 cm, AC equal to 12 cm and BC is equal to 15 cm. Again as a scaling triangle, but here is given angular bisector of A intersect the line BC at the point D. Find the length of the line segment CD. So let's draw the diagram like this. ABC and AD is angular bisector. Now we have to calculate this length, CD length. To calculate this length of CD, we should know the angular bisector property. This angular bisector AD always divides the BC line in the ratio of AB to AC. That is, AD is angular bisector. Thus we get AB upon AC equal to BD upon BC. Sorry, BD upon DC. So we know AB is 8 cm, AC is 12 cm. So 8 upon 12, which is equal to BD upon DC. Thus we get ratio BD to DC is 2:3. But we know BC is equal to 15 centimeter and BD-DC is 2:3 ratio. Therefore, the line segment CD equal to 3 parts out of 5 parts into 15. So 3 by 5 into 15, which is equal to 9 centimeter. The line segment CD is 9 centimeter. Let's go for the next problem. In triangle ABC, F is the point of intersection of the angular bisector ABC, that is angle B's bisector, and altitude AD, that is a straight line or height drawn from A to the line BC. Angle BCA is given as 45 degree, angle BAC is given as 78 degree. What is the measure of AFE? We need to calculate this angle AFE. Since AD is altitude and B is angular bisector, BCA is equal to 48 degree. BCA is equal to 48 degree. That is angle C is equal to 48 and angle A is equal to 78. By triangular property, angle A plus angle C plus angle B must be 180 degree. Here angle C is 48, angle A is 78. So as a result, we get angle B as 54 degree. That is angle ABC equal to 54 degree. Thus the angular bisector BE takes 27 both the sides. So we get angle FBD. Angle FBD equal to exactly half of 54, which is 27 degrees. Now angle BDF, which is a perpendicular straight line because altitude, so it is 90 degrees. Angle BFD, as again by triangular property result, FBD 27, BDF 90. As a result, we get BFD is equal to 63 degrees. Angle BFD equal to 63 degree. By the perpendicular opposite angle property, BFD and AFE are equal. BFD and AFE are equal. Therefore, angle AFE is equal to BFD equal to 63 degrees is the answer. Now see the next problem. Calculate length of a median of an equilateral triangle with the sides equal to 2 root 3 by 3 centimeter. 2 root 3 by 3, or we can say 2 by root 3 also. Now we have to calculate length of the median of the equilateral triangle. So length of the median of equilateral triangle is nothing but root 3 by 2a. You can remember this as a formula. Length of the median of equilateral triangle is root 3 by 2a. Here a is given 2 root 3 by 3. So 2 root 3 by 3 is nothing but 2 by root 3. So root 3 by 2, 2 by root 3 gets cancelled. As a result, we get 1 centimeter. This 1 centimeter is nothing but length of the median of this equilateral triangle. The next problem, the median AM divides the triangle ABC into two triangles, ABM and ACM. What is the ratio of the area of these two triangles, ABM, ACM? Remember what is a median? A median is nothing but line joining the midpoint of a line BC to the opposite vertex A. That's why AM is called median and divides BC equally. If AM divides BC equally, then base of both the triangles are equal. That is BM equal to CM. Height of both the triangles are common, which is same. Height are common. Base of both the triangles BM, CM are equal because AM is a median. Hence, area of these triangles must be equal. As height is common, base are equal. Area of both these triangles are equal. Thus, the ratio of triangle ABM, ACM area is 1:1. The next problem, there is a diagram ABC triangle shown here, whereas angle B is 60 given, angle C is 40 given, therefore as a result angle A is 80. AD, BE, CF are bisectors of the angle, angular bisectors of the triangle. Which pair of triangles are similar here? You can see there are many triangles are formed. when a triangle inside the angular bisector are connected. Now we have to choose which pair will be similar. To prove two triangles are similar, we can use the idea here, three angles are equal. If all three angles of two triangles are equal, then we can claim these two triangles are similar. Let me take the triangle AMB and BEC. Here is the triangle AMB and BEC. Given question says angle B is 60 degree and angle C is 40 degree. So as a result we get A is equal to 80 degree. Thus in triangle AMB, angle B will be 30 degree because ABM is half of the B, 30 degree. BAM is half of the A, which is 40 degree. And AMB, obviously as a result we get remaining angle only, which is 110 degree. Similarly, BEC, let's take a triangle BEC. In this triangle, EBC or CBE, the angle CBE is half of B, which is 30 degree, and angle BCE is given angle which is 40 degree. As a result, BEC will be or CEB will be 110 degrees. So now we can see ABM 30, CBE 30, BAM 40, BCE 40, AMB 110, CEB 110. All three angles of these two triangles AMB and BEC are equal. Therefore, triangles AMB and BEC are similar triangles. These two triangles we can claim similar triangles.